Well, in a development that doesn't really sound real and you couldn't imagine might happen in the United States of America, we told you about it earlier in the show, the Department of Homeland Security, a law enforcement agency, has decided to censor American citizens who disagree with Joe Biden. But that's not their job, it turns out. Their job is not to destroy the First Amendment and threaten you to get you to shut up. Their job is, among other things, to protect our southern border, but they're not. Millions of illegal migrants have already crossed, and hundreds of these migrants have gang affiliations. Some are on a terror watch list. So Congressman Chip Roy represents the state of Texas where most of this is happening, and he just questioned the Secretary of DHS, Alejandro Mayorkas, about what the heck is going on. Here's part of it.
Will you testify under oath right now? Do we have operational control, yes or no?
Yes, we do. And
we have operational control of the borders.
Yes, we do. And Congressman, we are working to...
Listen what operational control defined. In this section, the term operational control means the prevention of all unlawful entries into the United States, including entries by terrorists, other unlawful aliens, instruments of terrorism, narcotics, and other contraband. How about the dead bodies found by migrants? Compassion.
That was Congressman Chip Roy of Texas, who joins us tonight. Congressman, thanks so much for coming on. You seem, there's a lot of kabuki in these hearings. You seem genuinely upset.
I am upset, Tucker. Look, I represent Texas, and I spend a lot of time down at the border. I was at Del Rio just about a month ago. I was at Eagle Pass just this Monday. And I've talked to ranchers, and I watched a 65-year-old rancher, a tough Texan, break down in tears because of what's happening to his ranch, finding dead bodies of migrants on their ranch. I talked to people who have lost their kids to fentanyl and the impact that cartels are having on the border. And look, if your blood isn't clotted because of Lord Fauci, then your blood is boiling as an American based on what you just saw from the Secretary of Asylum and Amnesty, Alejandro Mayorkas, because that's what he is. He's allowing, essentially asylum to become the exception that swallows the rule of border security, and he's jamming through millions of people to flood our borders, overwhelm Border Patrol, and you, the American people, your kids are the ones that are getting hit by it. The fentanyl that's killing people in your schools, the ranches that are getting overrun, the livestock that is dying, the fact that cartels are making tens of millions of dollars. And you know what? He's doing it in the false name of compassion, patting himself on the back like a good liberal, compassionate liberalism. You know what? I showed him pictures of body trailers, the mobile morgues that are in Brooks County, Texas, where there's 100 bodies found. He didn't even blink. He didn't bat an eye. And don't apologize for Mayorkas. He knows what he's doing. He's a former federal prosecutor, the former head of USCIS, a deputy DHS secretary. He knows what he's doing. It's purposeful. They're trying to overrun our border, overwhelm Border Patrol in the name of asylum, and the American people have had it.
So we're spending like $30 billion in 2 months to protect Ukraine's borders. You'd think we'd be against invasions. We're obviously for invasions if they happen here. Did Mayorkas say anything in response? Like, how did he answer your question?
Yeah, all he said was that he was for amnesty, and that tells you a lot. In fact, more than amnesty, he's for citizenship, and that's a real tell. And he certainly didn't give a rip when I said, look, Mr. Secretary, I've talked to Border Patrol, and I said, you know what, there were 1 million people released last year. If I doubled your Border Patrol budget, tripled it, quadrupled it, would that number go up or down? And every Border Patrol person I've talked to in Texas, they say, well, that number will go up. Why? Because you're attracting more people to come. Because you have people, if you have Border Patrol agents locked arm to arm from McAllen all the way to El Paso, if your policies allow you to release 1 million people, you'll just release more. He knows it. And he doesn't care that that's empowering cartels. And that's the actual fact of what's going on. And the American people need to know that. Secretary Mayorkas doesn't care about you. He cares about flooding the zone here in the United States and endangering Americans.
At a time when we have food and energy shortages, we're bringing in 2 million new people illegally. Okay. Tells you how they feel about our country. Congressman Chip Roy of Texas, appreciate your coming on tonight. Thank you.
Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson Tonight.